Welcome to Bill's Media and the Art podcast. Today, I wanted to talk about a TV series called Vikings. Now, Vikings originally aired in the USA on March 3rd, 2013, and went to uh, 2020. And basically, it was on the History Channel. It was their first, I think it might have been one of their first scripted, supposed to have been somewhat historical accurate TV series. And basically it journeys the story of Ragnar Lothbrok and his sons. And and it went from originally from history, and then the last season aired on Amazon Prime, and then I think eventually the last season aired on the History Channel. Now, this series here, Vikings Valhalla or Vikings, I'm sorry. Um, Basically, the cast in this series was basically um kind of centered around, I would say, like four characters, really, or at least probably the first. Um, I'd say probably like the first four seasons, and that was basically Travis Fimmel as Ragnar Lothbrok, Clive Strandon as Rollo, Catherine Winnick as Lagatha, uh, Gustav Skarsgård as Floki, and Alexander Ludwig as a Bjorn Lothbrok, Ragnar's son. And then basically, um, supposed to be Ragnar's journey from like going from kind of like a farmer to basically kind of like the ruler of Kattegat, their, I guess, settlement there. And Ragnar winds up basically cheating on his wife with another woman. She winds up leaving, marries another guy. His son grows up and comes back to Kattegat, where his father's living at with his new wife, and he winds up eventually having two, three, four more sons, and one of them winds up being crippled, and and he wound up being Ivar the Boneless. Um, and so basically, uh, the show kind of takes a different direction in season 4. I can't remember if it's like mid season or towards the end of the season. Ragnar, the the character that the show is based on, winds up dying, and his sons take over and to revenge his death or whatever, because he didn't exactly die. He turned himself into the English king, and excuse me, he was thrown into a pit of snakes, and that's how he died. And so from season 4 to season 6, it was basically went from that tale from Ragnar to Ragnar's sons, and Bjorn being his oldest son and his original son, um, by his wife Lagatha. It shows what winds up happening is Bjorn wants to go his own way. His other brothers kind of want to go do their thing. And they all sort of kind of clash heads on who's like the real, who owns the legacy of Ragnar, like who deserves what and all this stuff. So it winds up becoming a big conflict in like really the fifth and sixth season, where actually Bjorn and Ivar go to war over Kattegat. And I don't really want to give the ending away, but I will say this. And it really fell off. I think the series really fell off around about the sixth season. Especially the second half of the sixth season. See, what I didn't like about after about the fourth through the sixth season was they broke it up into parts. And I didn't like it. To me, um, the ending of the show just sucked because it just didn't. It still left a lot of things open. It still left a lot of questions unanswered, like what happened to Rollo, Ragnar's brother, who, you know, it's kind of a really a tough series to explain. But what I wanted to say was, I don't think you can watch this on the History Channel. They may have reruns on it. I know you can buy these on Blu-ray and DVD, and this right here is going to be the complete box set that's coming out in a few weeks, or actually, yeah, in sometime in March. And there's supposed to be a DVD version of it too, I think. Now I'm going to talk too about the spinoff series of this. But right now, as far as I know, the only way to watch Vikings is buying on Blu-ray and DVD. But don't quote me that. It may be on Amazon Prime. You may can watch it there, but I'm not sure. I know it's not on Netflix, which is funny because the Netflix spinoff series of this is called Vikings Valhalla. I really don't have a photograph to show you of that, other than maybe I can show you um, an image from the internet here. Okay, Vikings Valhalla is set to take place 100 years. I think it's 100 years after the original Vikings. And it is basically centered around three main characters. Leif Erikson, okay, is basically based around three central characters. Um, Leif Erikson, Freda, Eric's daughter, and this dude right here. I can't remember his name. But anyway, this is airing on tomorrow, actually, on Netflix. And this also is supposed to pit the Christian Vikings, which is these guys here, against the pagan Vikings of Leif Erikson and his sister. And it's supposed to be kind of towards the end of the Viking Age, when a lot of the Vikings had started converting from paganism to Christianity, but you still had these few like bands of Vikings and stuff that believed in the old North mythology and the old gods and like Thor and Odin and Loki and stuff like that. And basically, what happens is um, this guy kind of goes to war with them because they're from Greenland. And I'm not sure if this is supposed to tell if this happens before or after Leif Erikson discovers, North America. Um, but I do know, I think that it's supposed to have that in there or mention that in there anyway. But what happens is like this guy, if I'm not mistaken, here is the ruler of Kattegat now, and they come from Greenland to Kattegat, and I think they want to like make an alliance or something. But the problem is these are Christian Vikings and these are pagan Vikings. And the guy here at the bottom, that's Leif Erikson, and the girl there is his sister. And them two kind of have a thing for each other. The guy at the top and the girl, but he's Christian and she's pagan. So it kind of clashes with one another. But it looks like a really great series. And there's supposed to be, I think, some ties in somewhere from the original Vikings to this. I know some of the creators that worked on the original Vikings is doing this show in Netflix. So I got a feeling that it probably won't be long, and the original Viking series will come to Netflix. And I think this series here is supposed to kind of close the door on what happened to Rollo, Ragnar's brother. But don't exactly hold me to that because I'm not 100% sure. But if you like Viking stuff and you kind of like the medieval era and you like the Dark Ages and everything, this would be a great series to check out because I want to see how these clash between the pagan Vikings and the Christian Vikings of the time. And it looks like a really great series. And if I'm not mistaken, the first season is supposed to be 24 episodes, which is kind of crazy because most Netflix shows only go from about 10 to 13 episodes. So I'm not sure if they're going to split this up into like two parts. Or they're going to release all 24 episodes. I'm not really sure. I guess we'll find out tomorrow on the 25th. But if you get a chance to check these Vikings and Vikings Valhalla out, um, I promise you won't regret it if you're into the Viking type of thing. I do want to say that I'm going to try to do another episode on a series called The Last Kingdom, and I will talk a little bit more about that when that happens. And I want to do another episode on something kind of related to this, but a little bit more. It's more of like the medieval kind of around the time of the Crusades and everything. So that'll be interesting. And that series is called I'll keep it a surprise. But anyway, that's it. And I just wanted to let everybody know that this is coming on tomorrow tomorrow on Netflix. So look out for it. I think it's going to be a great show. And that's it. And I just want to say thank you for watching Wild Bill's Media and the Arts podcast. I appreciate it and have a blessed day.